everyone, it's Eliza. Today I will be doing my third video of my being an actor in the film industry series, I guess. Today I'm going to be focusing on headshots, the do's and don'ts, what they are, why they're important. So I guess let's just get into it. So basically headshots are just a professional picture of the actor on an 8x10 piece of paper. It's usually from shoulder upwards, and this is what is given to directors, agents, all that. And this is the main picture they have to use for reference of who you are and to try and get an idea of how you look, I guess. Usually you also have your resume on the back of this picture. So for headshots, it's really important to get them because directors and anyone who's trying to hire you, they definitely want to see that you are professional and are taking this seriously. And one of the first steps to doing that is investing in a good headshot to really bring out all of your great features, I guess. So unfortunately, headshots can be kind of pricey. They usually go from, I want to say, $150 to $300. It can be more or less depending on what you want to do with your headshots. Some people choose to do them outside and inside, or multiple different outfits. So that determines the cost. So based on that, you can kind of determine how much you want to spend on headshots. And also, if it's not in your budget, you can always just try and do a good photo shoot with a really nice phone camera. It's definitely not ideal, and if you do have the money, I would invest in getting it. Or in getting like real professional headshots. But if you have a friend who has a camera, you can have them do it. You can try and do it on really good iPhones. I've done that before. The annoying thing is if you are changing your appearance, whether it's hair color, hairstyle, anything of the sort like that, you do have to get new headshots every time. So for me, I change my hair often, the color, so I haven't invested in really good headshots every time. I kind of just take better quality pictures that could work as a headshot based on each color of my hair. And soon I'll be getting new professional headshots because my old ones are very old and I really could use new ones because I've definitely changed since then. Okay, so let's get into the list of do's and don'ts. So things that you definitely want to do are wearing plain colored clothes. It's good to wear like jewel tones or anything that really just kind of makes your good features pop more. So when I was taking my headshots, I was wearing a navy t-shirt, and that really made my green eyes pop a lot more. So I would suggest wearing a plain basic clothing item that will not distract you or distract the person viewing the picture, because that's very distracting and they want to focus on the face, not what you're wearing. So one of the biggest mistakes people can make is showing up to your shoot wearing polka dots or neon colors. These are just not the right option. You want to keep it very basic, simple, plain, so then they can really just focus on the actual person and their face rather than whatever they're wearing. So I would suggest sticking to black, navy, maybe like a dark green. Some white could probably work, but I would stick between those and maybe some of the jewel tone colors. You also want to make sure that the background is not distracting as well. So I personally would not suggest doing headshots outside. I know that some people have them outside, but I find it a lot more distracting. So I would suggest going with either a white background or like a dark gray background. Wherever you go for the headshots, they most likely will have a setup for you. Yeah. But I would suggest not doing outdoor shoots because to me it just is more distracting, and I prefer a close-up shot of just the person with a plain background so you can really focus on the person. If you do some headshots outside, you want to make sure that the background is still blurred a bit. You want you to still be the main focus. You want your face to be right there while the background is more of just in the background. That's how we want to keep it. So I would suggest if you do it outside, make sure it's a pretty plain background, maybe like brick or something, but you don't want a lot in the back, and you have to be the only thing in the shot, essentially. You can't have people in the back or anything like that. You can usually pick between black and white or colored. I think colored is definitely more common nowadays. And I would suggest doing that, especially if you have like a really nice eye color, because you really want to show all of your amazing features. So I would definitely do color, but I think you can technically do either. Another do that I would suggest is wear minimal makeup. So I think this works. Yeah, so I have pretty minimal makeup on today. It's not changing my complete look. It's not changing my whole face, but it's still touching up the little things that you might want touched up, I guess. So if you have a pimple, obviously put some concealer on, just do some light eyeshadow, mascara. Just keep it simple and minimal because they definitely want to see your face in more of a natural sense. You want to make sure that these pictures actually look like you because it's going to be you. Like, they're going to be picking you based off of your actual look, and you can't always just change that. So I would definitely suggest looking like you in the pictures, if that makes any sense. So really go minimal with the makeup and try to express yourself in how you actually look. Another do is you definitely want to put your name on the front of the paper. Usually you put it at the bottom or the top in the corner. You're going to want to remember that so then they actually know the name to the face. Another important one that I was told when I was getting my headshots, as well as I've seen in a lot of different places, but the photographer usually tells you to communicate with your eyes. Eyes are so important, especially with film acting. Like, it's usually up close, and unlike theater is more loud and expressive from a distance, while film acting is usually more personal and up close. So you really need to express all of this emotion through your eyes, your expressions, your face. So eyes are so important to capture whatever you're trying to say. So I think it's really important to tell this story with your eyes, aka when you're taking your pictures, just make sure that you use a lot of expression in your eyes while you're trying to tell a story, because it will definitely capture what the directors are trying to look for. Because think about it, say you have dull eyes and you're just like this, like, that's different than just being like this, you know? That's just a random example, but you really want to express emotion through your eyes. Things that you just really don't want to do include not pounding your face with a bunch of makeup. Like I've already said, you want to keep it minimal and realistic to how you look, as well as you don't want to wear a bunch of designs or prints because they will automatically not take you seriously, unfortunately. And you want to express the most important part of you, which is going to be your face, the thing that you actually act with. So I would definitely focus on that. Some tips I have on getting some good pictures: I would try to do a few of each different type of picture, I guess. So you want to do some that are more serious, some that are more smiling. Sometimes they have you do pictures based more on your typecast, because unfortunately typecasts are very common still, and you really do get casted based on what people kind of see you as. So they might see, for example, I have been typecast before as the mean girl, or just kind of like the mean girl. I have unfortunately been the mean girl many times, but that's okay because that is one of my typecasts. So you can kind of do your pictures and dress somewhat based off of that. I've seen other people my age who have gone to my school, I've seen them do their headshots and they definitely dress a lot more young because they look younger. So it really just depends on what you're kind of cast as, because that person was usually cast more as a child and things rather than a more mature teenager type. Also, going along with having a variety of different shots, I would suggest doing some that are just shoulder up, but also take at least one full body shot, because sometimes they want a full body shot and it's good to have just in case, but I would definitely use an up close as your main headshot picture. Sometimes it can be really uncomfortable when you are just getting used to the camera and not really knowing how to pose, I guess, as well as if you're working with a new photographer that you're not as comfortable with or don't really know. It can be hard to loosen up, but I would really suggest trying to loosen up and just be there with the camera, not thinking about anything else, because that is what will make your pictures so much better. You want to really loosen up and allow it to happen. Something that has helped me and many other people is honestly just looking in the mirror and kind of practicing with yourself in the mirror. It may sound stupid, but it honestly does help. It can just be really helpful though to see like how your expressions are actually portrayed, and you can kind of fix it based off of what you see. So if you don't like it, you can try it again, and you can do it until you figure out how your movement kind of works, what to do, and then you can go into it a little bit more prepared, knowing what to do with your face, I guess. It's also good to have different profiles. So you want your side, left, right, straight on, so that you can kind of get an overall image of how you look, not just from the front, because the side is different, I guess. So actors are really gonna end up wanting headshots because it will help them just get their face out there more, and there's so many things that actors will submit their headshot to. So I made a list. So online casting profiles, submitting to agents or managers, professional or personal actor websites. So if you end up making your own website, you're going to want to have a bunch of different pictures of you, and it's good to have your headshot as the main picture usually. You also want good pictures if you are going to be posting online for professional social media stuff. It's good to have a more professional platform. So say you have an Instagram, you want to fill it with good pictures, especially if you have them already. And then you're also going to want it for any marketing materials. It's less common now, but say you wanted to make business cards, it might be good to have a picture of you on it or something of the sort. Overall, that's pretty much all I have to say about headshots. I would highly suggest you invest in it if you are trying to move forward with your seriousness in acting. If you can't afford it, there's always other alternative options to try out, but I would definitely suggest getting professional good pictures, or at least good quality pictures of you to use as your headshot. And I wish you all luck. Bye.